Alexa, bedroom 50%.
Okay.
Sorry guys, I'm miles away. I'm thinking of buying some snails for my tank. Yes, I have just left the Ubisoft show, and let me just say straight off the bat, which I'll probably repeat myself as the room fills up, the best I've seen, but that just blew my mind. I don't think there was a single game in there that I didn't want to play. The start was a drop the mic moment. Oh, Miyamoto come on, and I don't know if I was talking to Ricky at the time, and I think he left. I think he must have gone to bed because he stopped chatting. But there was truly the Mario thing. I've played games like that. I like them kind of turn-based Mario games. And then when it come out August 29th, I thought, holy shit, that's a kick-off. And then it was just game after game. The pirate game, I registered for the beta. Crew 2. Holy shit, Crew 2. Boats, planes, and I thought, Christ, I want some at that. Then the ending, Beyond Good and Evil, that was probably one of the fucking best trailers looking I think I've ever seen. And I knew what it was straight away, by the way. But fucking hell, that was an amazing hour. Alright, the dancing thing was a bit corny, but they bring one of them out every year, and believe it or not, guys, they sell fucking crazily. By the way, sell stupid amounts that Just Dance does. And I think the young lady singer at the end didn't. I think it quite made up for that little bit of a impromptu shit game. South Park was awesome. I mean, I'm probably one of the biggest South Park fans on planet Earth, and Cartman's only got to speak, and I'll piss myself. And just that clip of the actual game made me laugh. And then to hear the mobile thing, holy fuck. I've got to be playing that, and apparently I've just heard the after show for 5 minutes. That mobile game, you get Cartman actually texts you and sends you texts and stuff. I want that now. In fact, I even went on the Android store straight away to see if it was there, but it wasn't. But what a show, I've got to say, hands up. Never been a big Ubisoft fan, got to say that. And the Assassin's Creed is winning me over every fucking time I see that game. And IGN apparently, at 2:30 American time, which is around now, I think, they're going to show an actual exclusive game clip of them fighting a different boss. So I shall probably catch that a bit later. But fucking hell, that was good, lad. Guys, that was amazing. The pirate game, I mean, I know it's very multiplayer-esque mechanic, but shit, that looked good. In fact, like I say, I don't think there was a bad game on there. Sad to see no concrete date, time, or anything for the Beyond Good and Evil, but fucking hell do I want to play that now. I was a big advocate of the original Beyond Good and Evil. Now some 15 years old, by the way. But holy shit, Christ. That was good. Really was. And if somebody had told me that Ubisoft was going to be the show winner for now. Oh yeah, Far Cry as well. Yeah, we know, James. I'm not going to diss them. Not going to diss them at all. We all know Ubisoft's track record. But you've got to give them a bit of props. That was a damn good fucking show. And an interesting little thing for you here. And again, I listened to a bit of pre-show. I went with IGN again. I don't know who you guys went with. But they gave a very interesting statistic out right before the show. Then it said that last year's E3, one of their members went and watched the entire last year's Ubisoft E3 stream prior to the show just to get some feedback. And at their entire show, which was quite long last year, only one game hadn't been released to today, and that was South Park. So every game they gave out on last year's E3 show is out and being played except for South Park. But fuck, they knocked that out of the park, didn't they? Seriously, the Nintendo game, I nearly wet myself, I did. Old Ricky was being right negative in Twitter, and I just had to laugh. I thought, God, you've no idea what Nintendo make of you. Do you know what? I'm actually glad she wasn't this year. I mean, there was a few cringeworthy, and I tell you what, you've got to give them props for as well. You can clearly tell by the people that are coming on stage are normal, everyday people that work the bollocks off to bring games to you and me that we love. They were passionate. They was nervous as fuck. The poor guy at the end, I thought he was going to burst into tears. But you know what? I didn't mind that, because it really showed me that that guy was bothered. You know, he wasn't just a person coming on the stage collecting the money and saying thanks, see you, fucking bye. I think nearly every person that come on that stage in that Ubisoft show was just so passionate and clearly passionate. And I want one of them guns, by the way, on the Nintendo thing. And you could clearly tell there was 3D printed, by the way. You could see the thing on the bottom. But fuck. Brilliant show. And I will be buying that Mario game day one, August 29th. Without fail. Just looks so polished and gorgeous. And them I will say, when it was being built up, I thought they was going to give a full-blown Mario, Luigi-esque RPG. If none of you have ever played Mario, Luigi's RPGs on your 3DSs, try and go and get hold of one. I think you can somewhere along the line. Go and get one. One of the best games you will ever play. They was very rare in the West. They never got released over here, but they released one a few years back. And I think I've actually got it either on my account or somewhere. But I was a little tad disappointed that the game wasn't fully 100% Mario RPG. I think it would have worked way better. I think it would have been great. But I'm happy. I've played them kind of games before, the Battle-esque kind of games. Like I think somebody said just in the chat, it's like XCOM for simpletons, basically. And I like that, because XCOM, to me, I thought that was one of the most difficult games I'd ever fucking played in my life when it came out. Anyway, I'm just trying to find somewhere where I can buy some zebra snails for my fish tank. Because apparently they are the fucking god of all things to put in a fish tank. Because I'm not going to lie, guys, my fish tank is struggling, and I think the fish is not very well. It's not very active. It's looking a little bit down. It still feeds, still comes out when I put the light on, but it just looks a little bit... You can kind of tell with fish, and I know that's a bit weird, but you can. They're just not as active. They're just like lull. And I'm not quite sure if it's... well, to be honest, I'm not quite sure what it is. Fish are a pain in the ass to figure out when you've got problems, by the way. So I've actually ordered some stress coat tonight. I'm And I'm going to pick up some shrimps tomorrow because I need something to clean the tank with. I've got nothing in the tank except this fish, and it's getting very overrun. Not overrun with algae, but it's looking a little bit shitty. I explained the stones the other week. I've removed them. And I'm going to chuck in, I've just been doing some reading up, and apparently zebra snails, really cheap, couple for £5. And apparently they are the best thing you can put in a fish tank. They clean hair algae, filter sand in the bottom, get your tank absolutely spotless, clean all algae off your pump, off your glass, everything. They're £5 for a pair, I'm seeing, and, well, it's a no-brainer. They actually look beautiful and all. If you go on, actually, if you've got Google at your hand at the minute, just type in zebra snails. They look really nice. Anywho, yes, Beyond Good and Evil 2 looks phenomenal. The only downside to Beyond Good and Evil 2, no release date whatsoever, no mention, no year, no nothing. And I thought that, and IGN kind of touched on it at the end, saying that could be a little bit disappointing. Yes, it's been in development for 3+ years, I think they said, but it's looking like it's nowhere near done. Probably took them 3 years to make that fucking trailer, to be honest. Because that was, like, fucking really good. But the entire thing, actually, the entire show was just outstanding. Never had snails in a fish tank. Yeah, it did look good, didn't it? The pig looked fantastic, didn't it? From the back to the front. Even the women in it looked weird. It was crazy. You asked me before, didn't you? Am I getting an Xbox X? We can call it an Xbox with an extra long X on the end, can't you? Am I getting an Xbox? As always, I've already been asked about this. I made a question today. You guys probably know this by now. There's no way you can pre-order them at the minute anywhere in the world. And apparently I've been told by a couple of people in the stream and things like that, the reason you can't is the FCC haven't allowed certification in America yet. 3 a.m. Simon, I do believe. I'm sure people will confirm it in the room, but No, I was being serious, Craig. I was answering in all seriousness because you're not the only one to ask me. I order every brand new console. Pre-order. I've always got a gold account with Shop 2. They're always my go-to shop. I just find them accurate. Very good at returns. They're taking my Nacon back, and I'm sure they will. I think it's 3 a.m, John. Just double check, mate. It used to be 2 a.m. I've got a funny feeling it's 3 a.m. So yeah, the pre-orders of this, I always pre-order with Shop 2. One, and I make a decision, the fatalist fucking out. It's not 1 a.m, Alan, I can guarantee you that, mate. I'm pretty certain it's 3 a.m. It may be 2 a.m. I will do a live check on Google because I thought, so give me a minute, I will double check. I'm doing it live so we can find out. Here we go. I don't trust the fucking Manchester Evening News with the fucking thing. Here we go then. Tis 2 a.m. I apologise, guys. Well spotted. You've saved me. I'm glad it's 2 a.m. actually, because 3 a.m. I would be fucking flagging. But 2 a.m.'s brilliant. Yeah, I can officially say and announce Sony Tuesday, June the 13th, 2 a.m. UK. Nintendo 5 p.m. tomorrow tea time. By the way, don't get fucking excited about Nintendo because apparently it's half an hour long. What was I talking about before? I was talking about something important before. Oh, the Xbox. Shop 2, I always pre-order hardware. I've even got a 2DS/3DS in my basket right now, pre-ordered for July the 29th when it's come out. Right now at this minute, it was... I don't think I'm going to continue with my Nintendo 3DS. I think when it gets to 2 weeks before, I'm going to stick up my other 3DS for sale on Gumtree or somewhere and see if I can get about 70, 80 quid for it. It's worth it because it's one of the big ones, the new ones with the nub and everything. It's in mint condition. I might throw a couple of games in I've got with it. So I think I can get 80 quid for that, no problem. If I do sell the 80 quid 3DS, I will keep the new one. I just love new tech like you guys fucking know. So as for the Xbox One X, it will be pre-ordered soon as the FCC clear it. Apparently I've heard that's going to take a couple of days, according to people in the know. As soon as that's certified, every shop can start selling pre-orders when they get their allocation. With Shop 2, the way they're doing it right now, because it is the first time, by the way, of any console I've seen in the last 20 years or more where you can't pre-order it immediately after it's been announced. Shop 2 are saying if you sign into your account, which everybody should have an account there, it's well worth it, it's a no-brainer, you can click the Notify Me button. And when you click the Notify Me, they will tell you straight away, by text, by email if you register, soon as it's up for pre-order. I will stick one straight in my basket and just let it sit. What I then do with all my Shop 2 pre-orders, I make a decision the week before. I see what my finances are like, and obviously it's going to matter a great fucking deal this time. Because it obviously is the dearest console known to fucking man. So to answer people's question, and lots of people are asking me, it was like the first question I got asked like a million times last night, are you buying one? I always pre-order. If I don't want to go over all grand, but right now, with what's coming out and what they're offering, it's a kind of Switch scenario. I don't want to be sat on a fucking £500 console with nothing to play on it. And I know you can play all your old stuff, which is cool, but let's be honest, I will say right now, and I'm not only one here, and I know there's quite a few of you in the fucking room because you've all been telling me there's nothing to play on the damn thing anyway. Xbox One normal. And I'm not into retro, I'm not into backwards compatibility, so it kind of negates the feeling right now. And I could sit here and say, I'll see what changes, but fuck all is going to change, innit? So we basically know what you're going to get. Do you want to spend 440, 50 odd quid on a console that you could play 2 or 3 games on? I don't know. Or do I rather play Assassin's Creed, the other games on the PlayStation Pro? We don't even know what they're going to do tonight. So, I don't know. So, no, it's just time will tell. But yes, Spectrum, to answer your question, mate, Ubisoft blew it out of the water from start to finish. Start to finish. Even you'd even say what was the worst part. You'd say it was fucking... you'd say, like, it was the dance thing. But even that weren't awful, because the singer that come on at the end was, Jesus Christ, was she attractive. Never heard of her. Belting voice on her, but she was fit. So even that had a little shining light to it. But Miyamoto was a drop the mic moment when he come through that door. I nearly fucking dropped my cup. I was drinking a bit of coffee. Because normally, because he's so well, revered in the industry, you get to know if he's there. Well, there's not been a fucking peep from anybody. Nobody. Like, normally you get somebody somewhere on the internet or Twitter and say, oh, I've just seen Miyamoto at E3 or Lardy, but not a fucking peep. So when he dropped through the door, it was like, shit. And that game did look fucking beautiful. Beautiful it looked. Not a massive Rabbids fan, never have been, by the way. I think, do you know what would be cool? Do you know if you swap them Rabbids, like, if you swap them Rabbids for fucking minions, I think you'd be selling fucking trillions and trillions of the things. I still think it'll sell. It's Nintendo. I think a lot of people have already hit on the point, and I think this is a point that needs raising. I think it's showing where now Nintendo handing over Mario to a different studio to work on for the last 3 years is like, what the fuck? That in itself is like, shit. So I think times are slowly changing. We knew that with the other thing that they did, which I didn't care for. Yeah, it is an XCOM's type game. I've already seen quotes on Twitter, it's XCOM's for simpletons or children. No, it's XCOM for me, because I thought that game was fucking hard. But anyway, shall I make my character in Fallout? I don't think I'm going to play it because I'm fucking...
Stop hogging the mirror.
Right.
Dude.
My turn, big guy.
It is your turn because as everybody knows, Tosley has a female in every game he plays. Whee! Can we not randomise it? This is creepy though, isn't it? Why has she got bloodshot eyes? She's not been on the piss. Can't we just fucking randomise it? Ooh. I like redheads. Nice little redhead. Yeah, might go with that. I don't fuck about with this lot either. I just cannot see the point of doing this. I should just see one that one's favourite at the minute. That looks like air out of Mirror's Edge. Why have I just seen some weird shit walking behind here? That looked a bit creepy. I was going to say, what's the customary blonde going to look like? That looks like Uma Thurman. Anyone watch the developer digital satirical E3 press conference? Supposed to be very good. I don't like shit like that, to be honest. Nice haircut. I like that haircut. Oh, do I have to do the men? Why do you want me to do the men? I never pick a male character in any game I play, ever. I've never done it in years. I tell you what I am doing. I best turn this fucking music off, Anna, because of the thing. Oh, wait a minute. That creepy thing walking round the fucking back. I want the redhead back. Number 2, weren't she? 3. Yep, that'll do. That'll do. Job done. Nope. Craig, you know, I can tell you the story a million times if you want. I can tell it you a million fucking times. It all stems back, a quick recap, anybody who listens to my podcast, it quite simply stems back from when I started playing games seriously. I used to be a big player in a game called The Legend of Mir, which was a first of its kind MMORPGs from Hong Kong. And it was my favourite game ever. I used to pay a monthly sum for it. It was quite expensive. Played it for about 4 years, and because it was new in its day, not many players played as a female. And because the game was a very heavily loot-based item, and you fought bosses and went in caves and killed shit and got drops randomly distributed, there was an auction house, a live auction house that was live, that people sold gear, and I quickly grasped onto the fact that there was very, very few female players. So I changed my character to female, made a new character, changed to female, and sure enough, in the long game and in the end game, there was virtually fuck all in the store. Because the drops were random, you either got male or female gear dropped, but because nobody was playing as a female, I got very high-end gear at very cheap prices, because no fucker was buying it. And that was me being logical, and from that moment forward, that's me, why I play females in games. So there you go. I can remember this game still looks quite cool.
Another fine product of General Atomics International.
I might as well get the story moving on because I remember it gets fucking boring. It takes a while to get going.
Good morning, Mum. Your coffee. 173.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Brewed to perfection.
Thanks, Codsworth.
Of course, Mum.
Nearly made a 3D model of him. Somebody's got a 3D printed model of him on Thingiverse, and it looks fucking brilliant as well, by the way.
Nuka-Cola. Ice cold. Grognak the Barbarian and the Jungle of the Bat Babies.
Sounds like someone made a sticky. I shall attend to young Sean.
I know we were nervous at first, but I'm glad we got Codsworth.
Hey, hun.
Can't believe it's almost Halloween. Need to finish making Sean's costume.
More of the same.
I thought when you looked at that comic, I thought it'd give you a special, or is that later when it all goes to shit?
Salesman again. I don't know why he keeps bothering.
Good morning. Vault-Tec calling.
Go on.
Nice to find you, ma'am. You can't begin to know how happy I am to finally speak with you. I've been trying for days. It's a matter of utmost
Yeah, I
urgency.
liked every
I
single
assure you.
game bar the dance game, Rogue. Every single last one.
I'm here now.
So you are. So you
In fact, it was the best show by far.
Now I know
So
you're
far.
a busy woman, so I won't take
Every
up much of
game
your
was
time.
fantastic.
Time being a precious commodity.
The Beyond
I'm
Good and
here
Evil at the
today
end
to
was
tell
the
you
best one by a
that
mile.
Because of your family's service to our country, you have been pre-selected for entrance into the local vault. Vault 111.
Sounds great.
Oh, it is. Believe you me. Now, you're already cleared for entrance in the unforeseen event of total atomic annihilation. I just need to verify some information. That's all.
Very hard hitting, isn't it, when this kicks off? I can remember it was like fucking
The
really.
apocalypse. Well, hell, sign me up.
That's the spirit. Now, let's see.
Oh, I hate this fucking shit. Any tips, guys? Where do I put them? Any big Fallout players amongst us? Do you want to give me a tip? Not a lot out this year. There's not bad so far, and like I say, Lance, I'm relying on Sony to give us that one. There's still a big lot out in November, as there always is, mate, and new console as well. There's still a lot coming out, a lot. This game is based on the future, but it looks like it's 60, 80, by the way. No, it's okay about English, mate. Don't worry about it. Understand you? No problem at all. Glad you're in the room. Intelligence and charisma. Okay. The thing is about this game, I think it's set in the 50s, isn't it? I always thought it was set in the 50s. Charisma, somebody's saying. So you're guessing intelligence and charisma. Can we still have... Can we have... So everybody's saying intelligence, charisma. I am going to bung it on intelligent charisma. Can you tell me why? Give me just a quick inkling of why. I am going to put some in luck. I always do. Because that gets you drops and shit and your critical hit. So I always bang a couple of points in there. Why do I need it in intelligence and charisma? Helps with dialogue options. Which one does? Charisma. Would you recommend putting all half then? Or would you share it? Gives you access to persuade. Yeah, I can remember now. So charisma is. So let's bang some on there. How many would you say? Would you bang like half of them on? Oh, it tells you what there are. I'm being a bit fucking stupid. Intelligence is a measure of your overall mental acuity and affects the number of XP. So more XP. That fucking answers that then, guys. Nope, fine. I'm a distance fighter. I hate fucking... You know what I mean? I hate shit like that. Half in it. So, endurance is a measure of your overall physical and total health. But we'll stick with that if that's what you're saying. I'll go with your judgments, guys. I think we just might as well bang the little one in health, I think. Or strength is that one. Should we bang one in strength? Don't think it really fucking matters, does it? We'll go with that. You must name your character. Oh, fucking sorry. I may as well just... You're going to do a regular stream on... I wouldn't say regular. You know I have to... You know I flick from fucking... bits to bits. You know that. And I do it just for variation, guys. You know that.
Wonderful. That's everything. Just gonna walk this over to the vault. Congratulations on being prepared for the future.
Thanks again.
I have actually played quite a bit of this game. It's not brand new to me, by the way, so I hope nobody thinks in the room that
no price is too high.
What I've done as well, before anybody complains, I've stuck it on easy because I want to see if it grabs me. Any good E3 on tonight? How's about the fucking Sony conference, do you reckon? Do you think that might be... Is that what you mean? Is there anything else? That'll be the Sony conference then, do you think, Mr. Freeze?
Well, if I may, Sean requires your personal attention. A little motherly love to quiet the nerves.
My boy isn't giving his mother any trouble, is he? Hey, I fixed that mobile on his crib the other day. Why don't you give it a spin?
Did he just say mobile? Did he just say fucking mobile?
That's my boy.
You saw your hand was fucked then. Sorry. Well, 2 AM, mate, UK time. Why? What have you got? What have you done? Have you broke a finger?
Weather should hold up.
You broke some bones. Hoping for a £50, £100. Yeah, it's going to be 50 quid, Lance. The pretty certain, I think, because of the Xbox,
Because I want to get pregnant again.
as I'm calling it.
Mum, you should come and see this.
Codsworth? What's
Got a
wrong?
compound open fracture, so it's bones gone through your fucking. And you sat there saying there was nothing wrong with you, and you've got a fucking compound fracture in your hand. How can you sit there and not know you've got a compound fracture?
Flashes, blinding flashes, sounds of explosions.
This is awful. This bit.
Trying to get confirmation.
No, I'm not bothered, mate. I don't want a picture if it's that rank. I'm okay, mate. But I'm just intrigued. How can you have a compound fracture and not know?
That's confirmed reports. I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonations in New York and Pennsylvania.
You might be drunk. Maybe giving the Xbox reception, they might not. They might now. No, they will. They will. Of course they will. Sony don't fuck about, mate. They'll be going for the throat. This is a brilliant bit. This is. You just thought you'd tore a fingernail off. So basically, what's happened? You've hit it, and the bone's gone and knocked your nail off. That's what's happened. Did this game get a pro enhancement? Because I just want to say this. This is the first time I've played it, and it actually looks better than I remember. Did it get a pro enhancement? I think it did, didn't it? This is so cool, this is.
Sir, I am Vault Tech.
You don't get in.
I'm going in. You can't stop me. Okay.
The rep can't fucking get in.
We need to get in. We're on the list.
Infant, adult male, adult female. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
Good luck, sir. And God help us all.
Ricky did have to go and do some baby
What's gonna
duties.
happen to all those people outside the
He's
gate?
seen it, he's watched it now, and his mind's blown as well. I love this bit. It's really creepy and horrible.
Step on the platform in the center.
No, I don't want to. I want to watch the bomb go off. Let's see the fucker. Come on.
Almost there.
I can see then. I can clearly see this is. It must have HDR as well, because the colour's fucking stunning on my screen.
Oh my God!
Whoa!
Hold on.
Get the fuck down then.
Oh God.
Holy shit, fuck. Whoa. Fucking controller's shaking like 1-0. Well, Rickster's Skull and Crossbones, amazing graphics. Could believe it could look as good as the cutscenes. Yeah, of course it will. Stop panicking, man.
We did it. We made it. We're okay.
Everyone please step off the elevator and proceed up the stairs in an orderly fashion. No need to worry, folks. We'll get everyone situated in your new home. Vault 111.
Sorry guys, I'm just typing to
A better
Rickster.
future underground.
So we just...
Yes, up the stairs.
I can't believe it. If we left a minute later,
No,
we'd
no,
all be...
don't get caught up thinking about that. You're safe now. Everyone, just head up these
Free games
stairs.
via Mixer on
Door
Xbox.
there.
When you say free, I've heard a lot of people mention this. No good to me. I've not got a fucking Xbox at the minute. But what do you mean by free games? I've heard a lot of people complaining about that. They like forcing it down your fucking throat every 2 minutes. This does look way fucking better. Any ideas on Fallout 4 VR date? It's not on the PSVR, Matt. I can tell you that right now. And it's a full price game, even if you bought it before.
What now?
Just follow the doctor here. He'll show you where to go.
All right.
Stephen, as in they give you rare replay. So they're giving you rare replay then? Is that what they're giving you?
It's down the hallway right there.
Oh, you're going
Down that hallway. They'll show you where to go.
You've seen the UAG 7 Edge cases. They look nice. Just gone for my insurance replacement. Yeah, I know you dropped it. I haven't seen the case. You can send me a picture of the case if you want. Although I've got a really decent case on there.
Excuse me.
Just down that way. Take a vault seat, then head down the hall.
It's gone. Our home. Everything we had.
My mother and father down in D.C.
Ma'am?
Oh, God, honey. What if they
How
didn't make
long do you think we'll be down here?
Oh,
Can't
we'll
get
be
over how
going
good
over
this
all
looks,
that
by the way.
orientation. Just a few medical items we have to get
When
through.
was this release of this, by the way? When was the official release date of this game? Was it a couple of years old?
prepared for the future, right?
Such a lovely family you have. I hope you'll see this as your new home.
Just step in here and put your vault suit on. Just step into the chamber.
It'll be... Can you come here?
It's not that bad. I think that's what fucking bored me though.
Pressurize you before we head deep.
If I'm being honest, I think that's what really did fucking bore me to death. It got difficult as well. That's what I'm hoping, Craig. That's why I've knocked the difficulty down. Because I'll tell you why I stopped playing it. I stopped playing it because I got fucking kept getting killed really easily.
Procedure complete. In 5, 4,
Whoops.
3, 2, 1.
It's actually quite a good story, actually, as well. Cheers, matey. Might have sold my... oh, cheers, mate. Release date November the 9th, 2015. Alright, about nearly a year and a half old then. Not that old. Might have sold my phone on Gumtree. The guy wants me to post it though, but he is going to pay me first. Which is quite cool. Sounds a decent bloke. I'm just waiting to hear back from him. Don't go to areas that are eye level. I was just following the basic story, Craig, and I got to a part which was my level. It was the storyline quest. You might remember it. I got to a part near the water plant where I got into this like caravan park, and these fucking 3 dogs attacked me with these like gorillas coming at me. 3 gorilla men that were firing fucking rifles that absolutely wiped me out dead quick. So... and I just kept trying to get through that bit, and it was fucking... ugh. You mean experience it without knowing the story? I get why people could actually like this game. I'm not going to say that. The OnePlus phones are great. I have got a new one if I wasn't happy with the... Have you seen the new one? Number 5's coming out soon, innit? I think that's going to be a pretty chunky price, though. Because I think the OnePlus 3 and the OnePlus 3T was about 400 quid. But the 5's announced in, I think, 3 weeks' time, but it will be fucking fantastic, I can assure you.
Come on. There has to be a release.
Residents must vacate immediately. Malfunction in cryopod manual release override.
Come on, come on, come on. Oh, God.
Talk.
I'll find who did this. And I'll get Sean back. I promise.
Critical failure in cryogenic array. All vault residents must...
Fucking that scared me to fucking death, that did. I don't know if you guys are getting this, but the picture quality on this is truly fucking fantastic. Seriously.
Malfunction in emergency exit door override. Please contact your vault tech maintenance representative for service.
It's probably not a game I should play on the stream either, to be fair, because I need to concentrate and actually get into it. What the fuck? Don't like creepy fucking crawlers. No, that's the point. Hi, Toz. Gutted there's no Fallout for... Yeah, it's a bit of a shit, but it's, I said earlier in the stream, when I had a stream earlier, mate, I think it's because I think it's a good stepping stone, like I said, with all this VR stuff, and I can't wait for Sony tonight, because I think they're going to make some couple of announcements. But I think the thing with it, it's a good bold move, because it's showing you that a big company, a big big AAA game, albeit an old game, that an old game basically can get the full treatment, which basically does show you that, you know, it's like if you go to the white cabinets, there is a gun and kill the bugs. Thank you very much for the tip. I think I remember the beginning. I have played the beginning, mate, but it's a long time ago. But I do remember I came back down here to get a really big weapon as well, if I remember rightly. Where are you from, Mason? May I ask, if you don't mind? Obviously, it sounds like English is not your first language, but you're doing okay. Just intrigued where you're from. Or are you actually living in the UK? Pretty certain I can remember seeing something, actually. Has it been given an update regarding the looting procedures as well? Because I can't remember it ever being where it gave you everything in the cabinets. I always thought it was like fucking about. He's from Derby. Do you know you always spell Derby wrong, Craig, don't you? Just thought I'd let you know that. You do. You spell Derby wrong. It's D-E-R-B-Y. That car game getting old, is that your excuse? You mean the Crew 2? The Crew 2 fucking looked fantastic. I went straight, by the way, I went straight up and signed up for the beta, or beta, whichever way you want to fucking pronounce it. I went and signed up straight away, both for the pirate game and the pirate game and the other one. The Crew 2.
What the hell?
Just watched that developer digital thing, quite funny. A proper piss take's only 15 minutes long. Yeah, I hate things like that though. Because I'm a boring old fart, that's why I'm getting old. I remember fucking this did me a bastard thing. Sage Fallout VR is coming, but it's PC only. We are getting Doom, but it looks... Doom apparently makes you fucking sick. I think they moved the gun. Is that it in the update? Oh, look what this is. Da, 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 da. How high can you go? Bum, 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 bum. Oh, fuck off. I remember not playing this for very long because it pissed me off. Oh, you robbing bastard. Fuck it, can't be bothered. Bored. Oh yeah, that made me cry with laughing. That I fucking can't. I went straight on the store to try and get that. Thought it was out now. Very surprised that it's not out now. Can't be long, but apparently Cartman texts you when you're playing that game as well. I can't fucking wait. Because it's apparently a card game as well, innit? So it's like pretty cool. Can't be long to be coming out though, can it? Surely. Just check these things over here. Nope. When is the cooking channel coming? I've not cooked for a while, to be honest. Nothing special. But I have got to cook this chicken soon because it's going to be yet another fucking pack of chicken that gets thrown a fucking way. I've thrown the last 3 packs of chicken away. You know what? 3 fucking packs. I have. So I may cook it tomorrow. I probably won't watch it, by the way.
Here? Where is everyone?
I won't probably video it.
Is this all that's left?
It is, mate. It's just the way that I live, though, when you live on your own. It is. It's the way it is, I'm afraid. Why are you cranky? It's as podcast, Jeremiah. We've got a UK I'm the owner of a UK podcast called Cranky Gamers UK. Or if you're asking me why I'm cranky, because I just am. I'm just a miserable old fart. But yeah, we've got a UK podcast, mate. CrankyGamersUK.net. Been going about 10 years, is it, guys? I can't remember now. I'm that old. I think we're into his 11th year. Episode 400 and... What we on? 408? 9? 10? You guys know, you listen. I just produce. So yeah, if you head over to there... Oh yeah, come on, fuck. So if you head over to the site, the show's on there. So that's why, Jeremiah, we own a podcast, mate. Or I'm the owner. And most of the people in here are the miserable sods that listen to it. And you know I don't mean that, guys. Why have I used that fucker? Why is that gun gone on the floor? Oh God, where are you? What are you doing, Jeremiah? What are you doing? had to scrub the toilet. Have Sony stopped arsing about and allowed all the mods now? Yeah, there's mods on this, but that don't interest me at all, you know that. Vault 11 is designed to test the long-term effect. I don't know why. I'm not reading it. I'm not going to... Like I say, I need to take my time a bit on this. I need to pick that gun up. Fuck yeah, now we're talking. Proper fucking weapon. YouTube on big strikes again. On what YouTube on box? Oh, what are you on about? No, there's no torch stream yesterday, but I forgot. I don't know. The Skyrim mods are excellent. What on this? I mean, I've never been a mod. You know, I take the piss out Ricky for a bit for doing mods, but he uses mods to cheat. This is the cabinet with the gun. Yeah.
Nice. Coming back later for you.
Yeah, and I can remember how you get this. There's a cheat. I'll tell you why. There's a cheat to get this gun, or did they fix it? And the fix was to do with your dog. Did any of you guys do it? Yeah, I think Ricky's getting. I think Ricky's getting the. Yes, you do. You cheat, don't you? You get the dog to fetch it, but I think they've fixed it apparently. That's what I did. I cheated and sent the dog. I came all the way back to do it when I read it. I think I've got the guidebook somewhere. I have. I think I've got the guidebook. Well, I think Ricky's getting it on the old switcheroo. I mean, to be honest, it depends what price. Is there a jump button in this fucking game? Bought it digitally and played 15 minutes. Jesus, mate, we've all done things like that. Fucking hell. If you actually saw my library on this, what have I done? I pressed a button that I shouldn't have done. I pressed the R1 button. What did that do then? The L1 button. That did something a bit weird. Is that where I come from? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Is it? I think it is, isn't it? Yep. Oh, no, it's not. Tell you what, we can. Is it triangle? It is. Cheers, John. It's about the only fucking button I didn't press. I pressed every other button bar. Thought Xbox blocked their YouTube channel on PS4 console. Really? Please tell me they didn't. You're kidding me, aren't you? That is a piss take. I sit about 20 feet away from a 50 screen, makes RPGs less fun because of text. What do you mean about Labour? Do you mean the election, Craig? Is it the first time you've been in since the election, or have I missed something?
Is anyone alive? Did anyone get out?
Oh yeah. Yeah, mate. I thought, yeah, I told you they were going to do well. I missed out putting money on the bet, mate, or I made some dosh on it. I knew they were going to be as close as it was. I think it's bollocks that she's still staying in with all the chat that's going round. Mate, there's a bottom line about it. Simple as, she fucking lied. And there's one thing in this world that human beings don't like. They can be bastards, they can be anything they want, they can be the worst people in the world. But I think people can never trust liars. In any walk of life. You get lied at by anybody, either friends, partners, anybody. Lying, I think, is something that you cannot put up with. From anybody. You picture if you was ever lied to by your partner. You can't trust them again. You know what I mean? You just can't do that. So lying to me, I think it's always one of the worst things in the world. Because if you've ever found a lie out from your partner, it's awful. It's just wrong. It's just wrong on, and you never ever will trust that person ever again. I've been lied to. Like badly lied to by a partner, and the point of finding that you can just never trust them again. It's just always there, and if you push that into the top level of politics, I'm sorry, but if you've got the leader of a country that's actually lied on, you know, openly lied, then you have a problem. But I do also stand by the point what I made earlier about politics as well. I think for the first time ever in this country, I think the majority of the public didn't want to fucking vote for any of them. You can't trust anybody ever again if they lie to you. It could be your best friend, it could be your wife, it could be your girlfriend, it could be your husband. You will never trust them again. Because they've lied to you. And there's simply no excuse to be lied to. Trust in any walk of life is the most important thing ever. Ever. I can't really say, mate. It is a bit delicate. The best way I can describe it, I got violently threatened, is all I can say on the matter, really. We had agreed to split up, I will just throw that in there. And I was looking for somewhere to live, but actively and just friendly and normal, because I'm that kind of person. I'm not a nasty person. So we knew it was all over. But then something happened at the end, is why it went the way it went. And if you cast your mind back, if you're a regular listener to the show, but why she went that way? Just let's say it's to do with drink, and not on my part. Simple question, Scale. Are you happy right now? That's a very good question. I'll openly admit, I mean, you guys know I'm honest as fuck and I like talking about it. It gets me over my depression. I'll openly admit I actually miss her every single day. I still think about her every single day, because the point is, you see, and I kind of said this privately to friends, I've never ever been unfaithful. I've only ever had 4 serious partners in my life, and I've never been unfaithful ever. So the best way I can describe it, and it's a bit morbid, but it's the truth. I'll tell you how it is. Because the way it ended, yes, we was splitting up, and that was awful. But I'm a grown man. You live with it, and it's just the way it is. But the way it ended, it's like she died to me. Because I still love the woman. She was my wife. I was faithful. I always was. And because the way it ended so abruptly and quickly, it literally is like she died. And I honestly would believe that if I ever had a partner that had died, I'd feel exactly the same. So am I happy? I am. Because I've got through the other side. Am I happy living on my own? Yes, in a fashion. But I am lonely. Like, very lonely. I hate it. That's why I go to bed very, very late. Because the moment I go to bed is the worst time for my day. I did, mate. I did on more than one occasion. I don't like going to bed because I hate going to bed on my own. And the point is as well, because it happened so abruptly, it's like, because it happened so abruptly, it's like, it just was a shock. And I've never been on my own. I've had a partner. My first marriage was 15 years, 16 years. I'd had 2 serious girlfriends before. So I've always had somebody. So the way it ended so abruptly, for me, was a shock to my system. Yes, I've lived on my own, but I lived on my own from when I was 16 to when I was about 20. They were the crazy times of your life. It was when you was a young adult. And I kind of don't count them. But from that moment on, I'd never been alone. So to be here on my own, it's hard. I think of her every day. I miss not having somebody. And I don't want this to sound corny and crappy. Without you guys listening to the show and talking to you guys, and when people email me or tweet to me, I can't tell you how much it means. Mason, my family, we've always been estranged. My father died 5 years, no, way more. My father died about 10 years ago from cancer. My mum, I actually hadn't spoken to for 18 years. And this is how my life went. I always see, I joke on the show, I'm the world's unluckiest man. If I fell in a bag of tits, I'd come out sucking my thumb. My wife did that to me 4 months after my mum died. And it was 4 months after my mum died, who I'd not spoken to for 18 years. And never did. And she died without me ever speaking to her. So I'd got that. And then my marriage happened 3-4 months later. So as you can understand, when I say I suffer from depression and I struggle at times, you know exactly why. So, but I'll openly admit, and I could sit and admit this, I actually probably, and this is a shit thing to admit as a grown-ass man, but you know me guys by now, I class as a lot of you as friends. I cry every day. Every single day. There's not a day I haven't cried, I don't think, in the last year. 12 months, 16 months. So, yeah, I'll admit that. I openly admit it don't bother me. So I know I come across as chirpy and, you know, and a good laugh and a good crack, but it's only to keep me sane. It really is. So, thanks, Mr. Freeze. I've never had any disappointments, mate. I'll just say that. You've often heard me say it, so it's an evil thing, and I know most of you guys are probably happily married and got partners, and it's great. And I know, I think somebody's just said it in the room, and it's like people. I know that you would really like time to yourself, and I will admit this and say this: people need time alone. People need hobbies. Never begrudge your partner to have a hobby. They should never begrudge you to have a hobby or do something on your own. But I'll tell you now, don't ever, and I know we all have shit times with partners. I know that you all could strangle your missus at times. But I'm going to tell you something now, guys. Take it from me, seriously, who from one day thought everything was fine to being literally within 5 minutes from being on the street with nowhere to live. And Mason asked me about a family. My mum, as I explained, my mum died without ever speaking to me for 18 years. My dad died of cancer. We only found out, by the way, 3 days before he died that he'd got cancer because he kept it secret, and the next door neighbour knew and never told us all until he was dying in hospital. So yeah, shit thing again, but that's my life. My brother's 8 years older than me. My brother's 8 years older than me, and my sister is 8 years younger. Haven't spoken to my sister in about 7 years because of something that went off privately with my father, with my dad's will and money, but I don't want to go into that. That's just a shitty thing. But yeah, when I say to you guys, my life's been pretty shit, and I know I'm fortunate now to have the things I do, but it's because I have nothing else. But I have had a shit life, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. And I asked myself this as well, and this is a good question. It kind of brings us back to what you're saying. Am I lonely? Yeah, I am. I occupy my mind with all the stuff that I do, with all the videos and the streaming and stuff. You make me smile, Mr. Freeze, you do. But I've asked myself this: would I like to have a partner? And yes, I would like a partner, and I don't mean to be. And you can take it how it is. We all like somebody to have, to be with, to cuddle, to touch, to do things. But I then also look at the other side, because I've had a shit time. I then always try and say to myself, I'm lonely. Would I like somebody? Yes, of course I would. I'd love a partner. And I'll tell you what it is. And the thing's this. What you've got to think about is this. And again, I'll throw it up to you as well. But it's what I say to you. You've got partners, and you take them for granted. That's massive. I'll tell you that now. You should never take them for granted, because we all do. But I would. You see, I'll tell you something, I've got no friends, and that sounds fucking awful. But I haven't got friends. I've got no actual real life friends at all. I am, mate, Mr. Freeze. I've been on all them things. They all cost money as well. And I'm sorry, I think it's a bit of a sad thing that you can get on sites like that, and I think they're great. And it's, but they all want money, and I would draw the line at money. I'm not paying to join a site so I can chat to women. I just find that crazy. Ricky's a mate, of course he is, but he lives in Southampton, mate. He's 400 mile away. But, you know, it's... My brother's the closest thing I've got, and because he's 8 years older than me and he's married, we see each other. He lives local, but he's got his own life, and I don't ever begrudge him that. We've never been super close as a family, as you can probably gather, but I do occasionally go out with him for a drink, occasionally. But he's not like semi-retired now, and I don't begrudge it at all. He's got his own life. He doesn't need me to be tagging on to his fucking coattails at our age, do you know what I mean? But I also don't socialise because there's nothing to do around here at all. And if I did socialise, it is always about, like I've mentioned before on these kind of things, where do I go? What do I? You wouldn't. You put yourself in my position. I want you to literally sit down and say to yourself, now you've got no friends to go out with, you've got nobody to talk to, and you make a decision to go out somewhere. Could you honestly go out on your own? Could you go out? Could you get up, get dressed up, smarten yourself up, and walk out somewhere and go out to a pub, a club, or whatever, entirely on your own? You just can't. It's just... Do you know what I mean? It is, mate. That's very, very true. Very true. Yeah, and I know, Albert. And honestly, I seriously... And I say this as well. Without you guys, I seriously think I would not be here, and that is no bullshit messing about. I would literally have fucking nothing at all then. So I really do like chatting, I really do like streaming, and I do talk about games. I know I'm passionate, I talk bullshit at times, but it's just me. And I also want to stress this, and I hope this comes across, and I have said this before, if you do know me personally, I'm one of the friendliest, nicest guys you'll ever meet. I'll never cross you, I'll never piss on you, I'll never lie to you, I won't. I'm just a normal, decent person. So, you know, it's just me. Yeah, I mean, this can't, I can't stress enough, you know, I talk like this a couple of times, and I really never begrudge. If anybody ever wants to ask me questions like this, ask me, because what I will say to you, I really do mean it. It helps. Because when I don't talk to people online, or I don't chat or do things, I actually do. That's when it's my worst time. Worst times for me is when I go to bed. When I get up in the morning is the other worst time. Because you get up in the morning and you realise it's just, you know, that's the kind of feelings you get. And then it's like, and I try, and it's hard to get through it. And when you're in a position like me, you're flooded with negative thoughts all the time. It is scale. I agree, mate. It's, yeah. I live in a very small flat, mate, and that doesn't help, mate. The place I live is it's literally it's a very small flat. It's 24 foot long, 8 foot wide. You know, do you know what, Mr. Freeze? You're right, mate. And I sit here and say to myself, I should just put my headphones on and go out somewhere and walk. I do struggle to walk as well, by the way. You know, I've got medical problems with my legs, but I can get about a little bit. But and to be honest, something entered my head the other day. I went to a shop the other day. I had to go to a shop that I don't usually go to. It's like the other way. All my shops are like that way, and I had to go somewhere else. And I noticed that really local, has opened a little small cafe, like a breakfast cafe thing. And I actually got up the other morning and sat here and thought, you know what, why don't I go and grab a paper or put my headphones on and have a walk down there and go and get a coffee or a breakfast and sit in there just 'cause it's out. But I just never fucking, you know what I mean? I just don't. It's just, that's just the way it is. And I ought to. I know I did. Yeah, I think I might do actually. It's entered. I saw the place about 2 weeks ago, and it's entered my head at least 2 or 3 times. And I think I might do, just literally to go and get a decent meal for fucking one. But I do appreciate you guys listening as well. Oh yeah, Kev. Do you know what, mate? That's a good point. That is, like, don't think you can go out, and that's like one of the hardest parts. And as I'm getting older, I kind of find it. And this is a weird way of thinking. I've always been a decent guy. When I go out, I'm the life and fucking soul, and I've always said this all my life. If you get to know me, I'm crazy. I'm mad as fuck. But I'm not very social. I don't get on with crowds or things like that. But as I get older, it's like I feel like it is. You know, when I go out to the shops and stuff, I kind of do feel like people are fucking like looking at me and not looking at me, and that's kind of a bit psychotic and fucking mental. I kind of feel like people do judge you like, oh, is he on his own or whatever and stuff. And I kind of feel like that, and I know I shouldn't. But that's the kind of way I feel. Like, is it normal and stuff? And I shouldn't, and I know I shouldn't. It is, mate. I know it is. I know what it is. Yeah, I know what it is. I know what it is, so... Cheers, Kevin, mate. But yeah, it's just tough. It really is. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. But I also will say this as well. And I don't want you to... I don't want you to all sit here and fucking feel sorry and sad for me. I really don't. But I do manage. I'm not a complete fucking vegetable, collapse. I do get by. I'm a strong-willed person, as you probably know. But it's tough. I'm not going to lie. You can tell it's tough. You know what I mean? Bear with, guys. Bear with. My battery's running out on my controller. Hello, can you hear me again? My battery's run out. Yeah, it could be a point. I mean, the point is, Mason, I've said it on the show before, is I don't socialise. So there's... Because people have joked to me before and saying, and some of you guys have, you'll meet somebody, but I won't, because I don't fucking go out. And that's a simple fact. And I joke on the show and I say things like, unless some very attractive lady knocks on my door, it ain't gonna happen. Because I just don't go out. Do you know what I mean? It's just simple as. Yeah. I'll get by, guy. I'll struggle on, don't worry. Do I have to do all this building shit in this compulsory? Is it compulsory in this? Yeah, I agree, Craig. I think I might do, guys. I might even start. If I do it, I'll tweet it so you can see. People can say with their own life and won't give it a thought if you're sitting at a cafe. Yeah, I agree, mate. But you can't help thinking it. It's when you suffer from depression and stuff. It's a weird thing.
It's really you.
I've sent the controller back, by the way. I think I mentioned it here. The Nacon's packed up. I think it's being picked up tomorrow by Shop 2.
And for what?
I've told them that it doesn't work and fucking crackles and shit, but I actually don't think it might not be that controller. So they might not even give me my money back. So if they don't, they fucking don't. But
If only Sir were here to help. Where is he, by the by?
He can't be dead. He can't be.
don't build, it's pointless but addictive. I did a bit in the first playthrough. I think I meant to look at the save file actually. I can't remember how much I have played. I've played quite a bit of it. You don't have to cook, that's true, Craig. I don't mind cooking though, you know that. That's another escape as well. I like cooking. I used to do it for the family for years and years. And that's another fucking pain in the arse. You just end up throwing food away.
It's been ages since we've had a proper family activity. Checkers, or perhaps charades. Oh, Sean does so love that game.
Right.
I've seen some cool things people have done. You know when all this building shit got added. I remember people building some amazing stuff.
I'm gonna find him.
It's like the kind of Minecraft thing, though, isn't it? You know when you see people building shit in Minecraft, and you think, how the fucking hell do you do that? You know, it's like, how?
Not eating properly for 200 years will do that, I'm afraid.
God damn it! Tell me what's going on. 200 years? That's insane.
A bit over 210, actually, Mum. Give or take a little for the Earth's rotation and some minor dings to the old chronometer. That means you're 2 centuries late for dinner.
Do you know what, Craig? I'm not very good on cooking pies, mate. I never did. Yeah, that was funny, Ash. I laughed at that, mate.
Codsworth, you're acting.
I laughed at that.
Weird.
Kind of like an 8-bit, 16-bit game, but they want to show you 4K visuals. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
It's been just horrible. 2 centuries with
What time is it, by the way? Just so we don't sit here and miss the fucking Sony thing. I will be pissed then. 5 to 12. How many of you guys are cook for next door? Anyone nearby? To be honest, mate, I've contemplated that idea. I mean, there's a guy who lives downstairs, and I've often made, I make big stews and shit like that, and I've often thought of going downstairs and knocking on his door and saying, look, do you want this? Because there's too fucking much. But again, I won't do that.
The car! How do you polish rust?
Whoa. Focus, Codsworth.
I'm afraid I don't know anything, Mum. The bombs came and all of you left in such a hurry. I thought for certain you and your family were dead. I did find this holotape. I believe Sir was going to present it to you as a surprise. But then, well, everything happened.
A holotape? What's on it?
I believe it's a private message for you. My etiquette protocols would not permit me to play it for myself. Any standard holotape reading device should be...
VR, I'm not sure. I think VR, there's a VR game, there's rumours they're going to do one of the big first party has got a top VR game in, it's going to be a first party, a good one. I just hope we get... I know this... And we all know Sony are going to deliver a lot of good games. We know that. They always have done. What I really hope for, I'd like them to at least give us something... This will never happen either, but I think it ought to. I want them to give us some new IPs. You know I'm all about the new IPs. I think that's what's needed. It always is. You should always have new IPs when you... That's what made me piss when they shown the Xbox fucking backwards compatibility. You just spent like fucking... You just spent 40 minutes swinging your dicks around about this 4K bollocks.
Yes.
That how cool it is and all that shit. And then you come and get and swing your dick where you say to us, but wait a minute, we've got original Xbox games coming. And I'm like thinking, really? You've just showed us all this new shit, like you want the best technology, it's going to cost a fortune to play games that are 20 fucking years old? Like, please, fucking hell. I never know what to take in this fucking game either. There's like loads of shit you can take, and I never know what's good, what's worth it. I know it's all shit later on. Like I said, this game didn't grab me enough at all. It didn't grab me at all to get to a point of, you know, when you get a story-based game. Do you know what I mean? Like when you get a story-based game, it's got to get you. It's got to grab you. It's got to get you. And it's things like that, right? But this thing never did.
Sweetheart.
I just felt I was on, like, pretty much like that. Man, my back is killing me, by the way, sat like this, because this stupid fucking cable. It never got to me like a story game. Like, take Horizon Dawn. That fucking thing you could have played all day, every day, twice a day, and whatever. But this game never grabbed me. Mate, I have no problem with people enjoying retro shit. I get it. I really do get it. Obviously, I'm not naive enough to, or stupid enough to not get it. But it's just not for me. I've always been about... Well, you know this. I say it on the show every fucking week nearly. I'm always been about, if you're willing to spend, and none more so right now, than you're going to spend 400, nearly £500, okay, on a console. The best piece of tech you've probably got in your house. The most technical piece of tech. But you then want to go and play games that are 20 years old. That one, you've either played before, or two, are going to look shit anyway. Yeah, I thought that was already a thing. It's VR paper. Please, oh no, I know this. I hope I'm not fucking... It's already been leaked quite a few places that there's a Paperboy game coming. I thought it had already come out. I thought it was already out, and it's an actual VR game. You know, if that's the first party game... The fuck? Again, I'm not pissing about with this yet, because I need to get my headgear around this. I know this is my central base. I remember this as well. Yeah, I remember all this. I'll figure this fucker out later. I'm not even going to do it. In fact, I'm going to pause this in a minute so I can sit down, because I'm in fucking agony sat here. In fact, I'm going to do it right now, guys. I'm just going to put this controller down a minute, because I can't. It's killing me. Fuck. How many of you in the room are actually staying up to listen to Sony then? I expect we will see Elite Dangerous for Sony. If they did VR, it would make... You know what? That could be... Could that be the first party leak that they're talking about? Maybe not, because we know Elite Dangerous is coming. They've given us a date, haven't they? They announced the date last week. Or a few weeks ago. Link the Fallout app to the phone. Oh God, really? I tell you what I might do. I'm sure I've got the Fallout guidebook. I might give that a little read, actually. That might pass some time away. I'm running low on painkillers as well. That's a fucking ball ache. Ah, right. Better for inventory management. Okay. If I get into it, I probably will. By the way, I asked Sony support help on Twitter about the headphone bollocks. I've posted a big post on Sony's official forums. I placed a question to ask PlayStation this morning. Not had a single reply on either format about this headphone problem. Why the fuck are all my headphones crackling and being shit on the PlayStation? And not one of them's come back with a single thing telling me. Where is the Sony thing? What's the site called? What? Where do you mean? The keynote that's coming up? Is that what you mean, Kevin? If that's what you mean, mate, all you do is just go on YouTube and everybody's got a live stream of it. Yeah, just pop onto YouTube on your phone, on an iPad, on a PC, on your smart telly. In about, if it's on at 2 a.m, about 1 a.m. UK time, go onto YouTube and either just search for IGN, GameSpot. They have got a new game. You're right, mate. You're right. Yeah, I didn't like 7 Days to Die, Mason. Wasn't keen on it, mate. But yeah, Kevin, just log on to YouTube. Just click live streams or anything, and literally they're everywhere, mate. I'll give you an example. I click on my TV's smart app. I go to YouTube. You know how they've got the new menus now where you can either click recommended or game. Just go to games. Let it load, and literally the first 4 or 5, you'll have your pick. It'll be like, pick one of the big ones, pick either IGN or GameSpot, and just click it, and they'll have live streams. What I like to do, which I'll probably do tonight, when about 1 o'clock, they'll have an hour's pre-show, and they'll talk about what they think that's going to come. It's pretty cool. But I also recommend as well, what you ought to do is what I've been doing all day today. You have all your live shows. I know you guys, you've got lives and shit, and you probably can't, watch things all the time. What I did after, and I recommend you guys do this because you get a load more information. Just literally go again onto YouTube and just look at either GameSpot or IGN, and what they do, every announcement that's announced at keynotes, like all the announcement at Microsoft yesterday, all the EA ones, all the Ubisoft, all the Bethesda ones, every one of them big channels will have actual HD or 4K clips of all the games shown. I've been watching all the 4K clips of Assassin's Creed, of all the games that's been shown. So tomorrow I'll do the same. Tomorrow, yes, I'll listen to the Sony, and I've got to take notes tonight, but when I do that, I will literally go on tomorrow in the daytime and just watch all the proper coverage, like the proper clips, because you never get to see them on the keynote fully, because the show's screen, but it's not the same. When you go on to the clips after, they show them in full rendered 1080p or 4K, and that's when you get to see how good they are. Yeah, YouTube on the TV's a pain. I had my pain in the ass one. The trouble is, though, what makes that worse, by the way, if you are fortunate enough to be able to watch it in 4K, you can actually, it's the only way to get your 4K proper, because it's hardwired to your TV and to the YouTube app. Have you tried, what TV have you got, mate? Just let me ask. Have you tried, want to watch 4K only but not on Pro yet? You won't be able to watch it. You can't watch, if like I'm on the PlayStation now, if you start your YouTube app on here, you can't get the same 4K. That's why I always say to people, if you want to watch the top quality content, go through your TV, because I'm guessing your TV is going to either be hardwired, and I would always recommend that anyway. If you've got a smart TV, always connect it with a cable. Don't use its wireless function, because it's just not powerful enough, or it's not if you're on wireless, you've got a chance of getting intermittent breaks because of signal strength or blockages. But if you get a cable, it's direct all the time. So I meant the YouTube 4K not on the Pro yet. My TV is a Sony Bravia hardwired. Yeah, so if you've got the smart TV, what I would suggest you try and do, Uninstall your YouTube app if you can. You should be able to. You should be able to uninstall all your smart apps. Yeah, I know that's crazy. It is when your eyes can only see in a certain state, and not arty. Yeah, uninstall your YouTube app and reinstall it. That usually fixes it, mate. And I know you might not want to do this, but the worst case scenario, you might have to factory reset your TV as well. And that will be a ball ache if you've got all settings sorted out, but that's a tip I'd give you. Because YouTube's a pain in the ass. That makes a weird noise. I bet you guys can't. I bet you can hear that, can't you, on the thing? Wait a minute. Oops. You'll hear that if I'm smashing the microphone. Apologies, guys. Could sit and play with this for hours as well. This is a stress reliever. Any words of wisdom for my op tomorrow? They're cutting me up under local. If it's local, just don't look at it for a start, because it can actually have an effect on you. And I know you might sit there and think, oh, I'm all manly and I'm all big and I'm all, oh yeah, don't worry. Don't look at it. Because you may actually be affected by it in ways that you probably won't do. I'll have a look now, mate. If you put pictures of your finger, I'm not going to look at it. Because I hate squeamish shit. You should know that. I'm not into squeamish shit. So if you've sent me an email of your finger, I'm going to delete it without even looking at it. Oh, right. Should be no problem with your finger, to be honest. They'll be resetting your bone, they'll be cleaning it out, resetting your finger end, and then probably putting it in a biggest bandage you've ever seen. Is it your dominant hand? If it's your dominant hand, then that's a ball ache as well. Or then again, it's a good excuse not to do anything. And the other thing I give you a tip, get your sympathy where you can. Play on it. Get all the family to be running about for you and everything. Oh, my hand, oh, my finger, I can't do it. Oh, it's your dominant hand. Jesus Christ. Play on it, mate. That's all I can say. Get your bandage. If it's all, can you take the bins out? Oh, I've got a poorly finger. That's what I do. My best finger spinner here, but you can't see it on camera because it's a shit camera. That one's the dog's balls, that one is. That one spins for 6.5 minutes. Yeah, that's it, mate. You keep going. Make it last. Listen to this one spin. You can hardly hear this. This is the difference between a top quality spinner and a cheap shitty one. You ready? That's spinning at full speed, and it's a centimetre from my mic. Well, no, that actually hit it. You ready? I'll do it again. It's got a ceramic bearing in it, that has. It's amazing. Spins forever. That is still going at full speed. Can you believe the football fixtures? Did I read today the football fixtures are out on Wednesday? Do you think they will announce new PlayStation VR controllers? I hope they don't. because they made people pay through the fucking nose for the other ones. And let me just tell you something, boys and girls, and might surprise you. Do you know that I have not had my Move controllers connected, charging, since the first week I had the PlayStation VR? And it's not because I'm not playing it, it's because I just haven't fucking needed them. Be careful, because you broke your mic with a fidget spinner. I love these though. There's one I've been trying to get hold of, but I'm not paying the money. There's a fidget spinner online that is just looks, and it's been getting rave reviews. It's like perfection, like engineered really well, and it's like 60 quid. And I'm sorry, not a fucking chance am I paying that for a spinner. Yeah, fixtures out on Wednesday. Isn't that mad? By the way, guys, got to say this. Did any of you watch the Under-20 World Cup final? I got into that in the last week, and I watched the quarter-final, the semi-final, and the final, and I have to say, fucking brilliant football. But you know what was the best thing to come out of it? And I bet a lot of you never caught it and watched it either. But I'm going to say to you now, I lost my fucking mind. Do you know why? And it was brilliant. I watched live the final, and in that final a decision was made. The Venezuelan player got fouled in the box. The referee pointed to the penalty spot, and the England players went up to the ref and went like that. And yes, they had fucking replays. We didn't get to see them, but the referee put his fingers to his ear, and literally 20 seconds later he whistled again, pointed to the spot, done. We then got to see the video, and I'll tell you this, what made it fucking brilliant, from the angle the referee was at, didn't look a penalty. Looked like he'd missed him by that fucking much. Second camera angle, watched the video, and you saw that the England player's knee took the player's leg, penalty. Fucking fantastic. Video replays proved that they worked, took 20 seconds to do, and they're in the Russian World Cup next summer. So get ready. Fucking brilliant. In fact, I'm telling you now, it was that good. And I'm not one for bringing this into football. I'm one of these that kind of will say, stop fucking about with it, stop messing with it. It's been like it for 150 years. It doesn't need fucking about with. I like the goal technology, not interfering. It works. Great. When they were thinking about this, I'm thinking, no, she's going to be stopping and fucking about and nope. Ref called a penalty. England players went like that. The only thing I wasn't clear on the under-20s, and I had a word with Ricky about this, see if he knew about it. I wasn't clear on, I knew they had replays, and I saw that situation where it blew for a penalty. I saw one of the England players do this, whether it was official or I don't know, but then the referee went like that, so it was obviously was asking for a replay. The decision was made very, very quickly. What I don't understand, how is the system actually policed? What is the ruling for it? Is it any foul on the pitch anywhere? Is it just for penalty areas? Is there a system where the managers say, I'd like it reviewed? Or is it purely down to the referee? Does he blow for a decision and then ask and say, can you confirm it? Can he do it as many times as you want? I'm not quite sure. When it comes in the World Cup, they'll no doubt take us through it and tell us about it. But guys, if there's anybody that are really against it, you need to watch the video of that game, because fucking hell, it was bang on. In fact, that one video, that one system in a World Cup final was phenomenal. Took seconds, never interfered with the game, but the right decision was made. Loved it. Thought it was and I'll tell you now, it was one of the most entertaining football matches I had seen in a long time. It was like a basketball match, one end to the other, to the other, to the other. And if I'm being fair, I think Venezuela actually deserved a draw to take it to extra time, because some of the football they were playing at the end was fucking mind-blowing. They had some good players in that team. Very good players. And what was a very, very surprising statistic they came out with, they said that Venezuela is the only South American team that's never been to a real World Cup. And that astounded me. And if they don't get to a World Cup in the next 8 years, I'll be amazed, because this team, I reckon this team could have got there. Under 20s, they had some amazing players. Yeah, they played very well, England did, mate. I thought, I will say this, I'd watched them in the quarters, I'd watched them in the semis. I thought they were a bit poor in the final. If I'm being honest, I didn't think they was as good. I don't know whether they played okay in the first half, played really well, but they just... I know that Venezuela didn't allow them to play in the second half, but I thought, if I'm being hand on heart fair, I thought they deserved at least a draw in 90 minutes. Because England seemed to just stop in the second half. And I think that Solanke had the worst game of the entire tournament in the final. He hardly did a thing in that game. If you watched him in the semi-final, he could have played him on his own. Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right, mate. It was a great game. To say it was a World Cup final, it was fantastic. It really was. And if any of you've not seen it and you get a chance to watch the video, I would actually recommend sitting and watching the whole 90 minutes just to get the atmosphere. It was really good. Really good. Not like them shitty England players on Saturday that cost me 125 fucking quid. Still grieving about that as well. As I well will. That was a shit fucking... So mad about that. It's untrue. Although I will say, at the time it was live and Scotland scored them 2 goals, I actually wanted Scotland to win. Because I thought they did fucking brilliant. I really did. And I thought my other match had let me down in the bet, so I wasn't bothered. But fucking hell, I thought... When that first free kick went in, I thought, well done, guys, you've got to draw. And when he was lining up for that second free kick, I knew he was going to fucking score again as well. But yeah, it was brilliant. And when they went 2-1 up, I thought, yeah, you deserve it. Well done. Absolutely well done. But then when England grabbed that goal at the end, I actually chuckled. I said, you jammy gits. That Solanke looks fucking brilliant, mate. He played fantastic. He's gone to Liverpool, hasn't he? But will he get a game? Has he been bought as a first-team player? Will he even get a game? I don't think he will he? Derby made a good signing the other way, by the way. Derby's bought a centre-half. Probably just need one as well. Curtis Davis from Hull. Remember him? Good solid player. Good buy that was. And I was joking with a few friends the other day for the Championship, boys and girls. And I said this to them as well. Good luck for your exams, Mason. Thank you for being in the room, mate. Appreciate it. Good luck. Derby next year, I was having a wind-up as you do at football. And people saying things like, things like, oh, you Derby are going to be shit next year and anything like that as well, and all that bullshit. And I said, look, I'll just tell you this, shall I? I'll just mention this to you. If you're a Championship fan, you understand the Championship, and you understand the teams that are in there. It's always a tough league, but I'll just put this to you. Next year, Derby's front 4 are Ince, Martin, Bent, and Nugent. And I'll just put that to you and say to you, you show me a Championship team with a better front line than that. And even me as a Derby fan, I know I'm slightly biased, but you see that as a Championship forward line next year, and holy shit, that is a good front line. And I'll tell you this, and I'll tell you right now, if Derby County play the way they played 2 years ago, with that front line, they will piss that league. And I'll tell you that now. I know what Derby can do in that league. They did it 2 years, 3 years ago, played people off the park, because the midfield was top range, the defence was solid, we relied on 2 attackers that got injured. If Derby County, the rest of the team, play like I know they can, with that forward line, we will piss it. Seriously. Imagine having them 4 coming at you every week. And then the rest of Derby's team plays well as well. Because they play proper football. And that's all from Steve McLaren, by the way. And you can take the piss out on him how much you want. But he's a great coach. A great teacher of football. And why half the Championship sides just oof the fucker up the field, Derby County always play from the back because they wants to play football. I hope they do play well. Because with a team like that, I think they'll be really good. Very surprised to see the favourites in the Championship, though. That did make me laugh. In fact, the betting for the Championship made me chuckle, because I thought, whoever's set this, they fucking can't have no idea. Because let me tell you the favourites for the Championship next year and see if you agree, because I think it's fucking crazy. The favourites to win the league are Fulham. Second favourites are Villa. Third and fourth equal favourites are Derby. And then it's Sheffield Wednesday and Leeds, I think. I mean, fucking Fulham. Fulham won't win that league. Not in a fucking million years will they win that league next year. Not a chance. You got to see the real Fulham in the playoffs. Fulham won't win that league, I'll tell you right here and right now. And if you want to know what my bet is, I have one every year, by the way. I always have to start my betting for next season. I don't know if you guys want to join in. It's £1. It's a silly bet, but it's one of the great bets you can have at football. Before a ball's kicked, go and stick a pound on the winner of the Premiership, the winner of the Championship, the winner of the Second Division, the winner of the Third Division. Bang, bang, bang. Put a pound on it. My teams that I chose last year was Man U, Derby, Sheffield United, and I think I picked Exeter. And I got 1 out of 4. If I tell you that the winnings would have made 11.5 grand, that's why it's worth a daft quid. My choices for next year: Premiership, Man City. Championship, Derby. Next division, Blackburn. Next division, Mansfield. That's the 4 I'm having at my bet, and I think it fetches for £1. I think it's around 18 grand, I think. Very hard to do, though. Very hard, but good fun. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to play any more of this game, and I think I am going to just switch off and go and get a little coffee or something and do a bit of reading, I think. What time is it? It's 20 past, so the show starts at 1 o'clock pre-show, so you've got about half an hour. I won't be coming back on after the show, because obviously it's going to be like 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'm going to get straight to bed, I think. Probably will stream tomorrow night, normal time. Tuesday night, isn't it? Yeah, Tuesday night I'll probably be streaming. Probably carry on streaming a bit of this one again. And then I will we'll be doing the podcast on Wednesday night, I think. So there'll be no stream on the Wednesday night. So thank you again, and appreciate anybody who's still in the room for the chat earlier. Always do, guys. It helps me a great deal. It really does. And I appreciate it every night. I know there's not many people in the room, but if you'd like, go and click like and shit on the videos. I would appreciate it. Yeah, good luck with the hand, mate. You should be okay. Deep breaths. But yeah, I'll probably be back on tomorrow night, guys. Really appreciate you all being here and chatting. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy the Sony show if you're staying up, guys, or you're watching it tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Good night.